It's not a podcast.
It's a GarCast.
And this is the world according to Gar.
Hello and welcome back to the world according to Gar. You are listening to GarCast episode number 303. I am Gar. With me as always is the GarFather.
Yeah, I've lost track of what episode it is now because we took a week off.
You know, it's funny when I read it, I'm like, did I update this properly? Could I be saying 303 and we were 303 last week? I don't know.
So what is it? It's season 2, episode 3?
Did we say, yeah, I guess that would be correct,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
we did, 300 was our last episode of season 1.
All right, so it's season 2, a little different.
Yeah, we're changing things up.
Gar needed a little break. Think, life gets in the way sometimes, or maybe you just needed a break. It's fine.
It's good to break that streak, get it over with. It was starting to loom heavy, right? You're like, oh, I can't miss a week.
It was a burden, yeah.
It's just time to break it. It's okay. We have very faithful, wonderful listeners.
I'm sure people woke up a little disappointed.
Yeah. They're not in the Discord. They had no idea.
Right. Loyal listener Rob O'Donoghue, I think, listened to half an episode from a couple of weeks ago before he realized he had heard it already. That's how good our material is.
It's getting the numbers up as well. I love it. We're up to 1,000,001 listens now.
There you go. Excellent.
Apparently not with us this week is DenBob, who picked this day and time.
He did.
But he's not here. So it's like the old season a little bit again.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's protesting the week off. He's pissed.
Could be protesting. We did that once in season 1, didn't we? Protested the GarCast and pretended to drop off.
Did we?
Yeah, no, he did. Remember, he was pretending that he was going to quit. That whole fiasco.
Oh, please. Don't get me started.
Jeez, Louise is right.
So
he's got
use your time. What?
He's got incredible superpowers, by the way. Like, so we were watching the Masters, all of us.
Yes.
And he was rooting for McIlroy, and literally every time he jumped on the Discord to say, "Oh, I just tuned in again."
Yep.
Rory just dropped 2 shots, and then he would disappear. Rory would make a roaring comeback, and he'd come back in and say, "What happened? I was gone, and he's now back in the lead." Well, like, stop watching. Like, it doesn't matter.
I would think he was faking it. Like, it's easy to jump on after the double bogey and say, "Oh, I better stop rooting for him." But then the fact that he would come back, like, say something after an awesome hole, and Rory would fail. So that, to me, proves a superpower exists.
It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this.
No, it's pretty incredible. Like, but, I feel bad for, like, he'll never see Matt's kids. Like, if he has grandkids through Matt, he'll never see them. But, like,
True.
if the other kids have kids that he's allowed to see, like, he can't go to their sporting events.
Oh my God. They probably get hurt. They probably, if someone's playing baseball, they'll probably get beamed in the head with the ball. Like, total disaster. It's amazing. It truly was amazing to watch it happen live.
Don't let him root for any of your teams.
You don't. I mean, some teams he roots for are just so jinxed. With him on top of that, like, the Jets will never get out of it. He wants to be a Mets fan now. Is that what he said?
Well, he's been a Mets fan.
I thought he was a Yankee fan and switched. I could be wrong. Yeah, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's a Mets guy. Unfortunately, he's a Mets fan. The Islanders, I mean, ever since he bought season tickets, they're just reeling.
Horrible.
Complete disarray. And he must have started watching. I think the Islanders were so bad this year that he's like, "Oh, I'll root for the Rangers." And then, the same team that was a good team last year doesn't even make the playoff.
President's Cup last year, best team in the league, most points.
Like, how's that possible? Roster barely changed. Right.
Nothing changed. Like, they made one trade during the season. Nothing was different. Yeah, he's disaster. And then when he did watch the Island Ranger game, the Rangers would win 9-2 or whatever it was.
Well, it's always going to go back to the original team you rooted for,
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and
amazing.
It is amazing. But that's the one special thing about him.
God bless that little fella.
That little fella.
He's so cute.
He's adorable. So did you use your week off, wisely? Did you get to relax? Did you maybe go start another podcast somewhere we don't know about gaming?
Definitely not any other podcasts. It was a busy week. So I think we mentioned we were interviewing. Our new hire started last Tuesday. So
I don't think you've mentioned that at all. I don't recall.
I thought when DenBob was talking about interviewing, I said we were interviewing people as well. Could be wrong.
Maybe you threw that out there and I just didn't hear you over him.
Over him talking? Yeah, probably.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Oh, so you get a new hire. You know what? Now that you mention it, you did mention it. It was quick. We talked more about his new hire, which I wanted to hear about, but he's not here.
Of course.
So how is yours?
Fantastic. It was, it's always a crapshoot when you go through the interview process. I had a really good feeling, personality and technical background. I thought was going to be really good. So far, so good. He's been in a week and definitely fits in with the boys and is grasping a lot of the crap that we're throwing at him really quick. So it's been great. But with him starting, we decided to go into the office just to help him get ramped up. So last week I was in Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday was the last trip with Maria to go find colleges. So that was going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and there's just too much going on. I'm like, we got to take the week off. So,
you're entitled.
Shout out to Sumu and Guar. They both texted me privately to make sure I was okay because they know we never miss a show. So that was really cute.
Guys. Sumu sent me a message too. I didn't see it. Like, he's fine. I would have told you if something was right. If something really, really bad was happening.
And
the inner circle would know.
The Discord was hysterical with the announcement of no GarCast for the week.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
They were great. Excellent work.
Yes.
By the millions.
April Fool's references. Yeah, it was good. It was good, but he's fine. I don't know if Sumu's okay. Horrendous Forest loss over the weekend.
I saw that. We were on tour at Delaware, I think, at the time. It was Saturday, the game, right?
Yeah, 10 a.m.
They lost 1-0. Based on the notes I saw in the Discord, I guess they didn't really play very well either, huh?
So, we're a better team than Everton.
Right.
Everton usually plays everybody close, though. So, but we just didn't, from the get-go, just like we were not the better team on the field. And it was like, all right, fine. We'll get a 0-0 tie. It is what it is. We'll take the point. And it's like 3 minutes to go in injury time. And Murillo, God love him, we all love him, receives a pass around midfield. And his first touch was just like something that a kid in soccer clinic would do wrong. Just came heavy off his foot. Like he pushed the ball right to the other team. And they took it and just countered right down the field. And one pass, one touch, bang into the net. It was like, what the F just happened?
Horrendous.
So it was pretty shitty.
That sucks. And that was a home game too, right? You don't want to lose those home points.
First loss at City Ground. Broke the streak of the Trinity hat that I brought Sumu. Was undefeated in the City Ground. It now has been defeated.
Time for a new hat.
Like skipping the GarCast 1 week, it takes the pressure off the hat.
Yeah, yep. Or that, yes. You can go right back to the hat. The hat is cool again.
I didn't have the heart to ask Sumu, but I'll ask here on the air. So he had been wearing a green jumper, as he calls it, and the Trinity hat to every game. Very easy to spot in the crowd for those that watch the game, so you could see him right behind the net. He texted me, so I do blame the weather. I don't think people who play English soccer know how to play in 70 degrees.
Oh, was it that warm out?
It was 70 degrees, wow. American. And
I hope so. That wasn't Celsius.
I'm kidding. Okay. The American, the fans, it was hysterical. It looked like, there must have been a run on sunglasses. Some store in Nottingham was probably like, holy shit, sold all their stock of sunglasses. Everybody was wearing shades, which looked so bizarre in an English football game. And then there was so much just pale people turning pink.
Did
throughout the
they
game.
want to do the hot weather break like they do here when it's like a warm day now?
Oh,
with
you
the
know what?
kids?
They probably should have. That probably would have helped. Good call. So soft, though. That would be so
That
soft.
is so soft. I hated
hate
when
that.
they did that. The only time we took advantage of it is like if we had no subs and it was like 90 degrees out. We're like, you know what?
Yeah, if you need
mind?
strategically if you need it. But I think the weather had something to do with it. It certainly wasn't Nottingham weather. Everybody looked sluggish. And I think that's part of it. So enough of this shit. They've had 2 weeks of sun over there in England. Stop the madness. Bring back the cold and wet.
Wait till those guys are playing at the World Cup in Texas this summer.
Yeah, no, I think that's even though a lot of these players are from African countries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but they're living in England.
When you play in certain types of weather, I think you become accustomed to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, as an athlete or a runner, I would always prefer a typical English day, gray,
right,
40 to 50 degrees.
Yep,
perfect. You could run all day.
Yep, totally.
So I think they were getting tired. So, whatever.
Back on this week.
Good news, they're off until Monday. So they had a good, 8-9 day break. Get back to the training, work on the fundamentals. Wood's back. Wood did play, although he did nothing.
Yeah, he's been banged up, right?
Yeah, I think the loss of Olaina, our defender.
Yep. I had him in my fantasy league.
I think it's bigger than we think. We give Murillo and we give the Serbinator, Milinkovic, all the credit, and they are super important center backs. But when you have Nico Williams on the outside on one side and Ola on the other side, that's a defense. Now we're putting in this guy. Oh, what's his name, Sumu? I know you're yelling his name right now. Murata, I forget what it is, but he's not good. He's not good, and Everton knew it, and they kept sending everything down his side. And even when Murillo, and I'm sorry, I'll end the soccer talk soon, even when Murillo made that mistake I described earlier, as a defender, you got to cover your boy's ass, right? Defenders cleaning shit up all the time for each other.
Yep.
This gentleman got back there to intercept the pass, and it went through his legs. And then the goal happened. So
brutal.
I want that guy out. Get him out. Anyway.
My first visit for a college was on Friday at JMU, and when I believe it, they had the orientation, like the kickoff orientation in their basketball arena, or whatever arena that is. But they had security. They actually had a metal detector they had to walk through, which I thought was really weird. But
that'll certainly turn you off.
I was wearing my Nottingham Forest hat, so I just threw it in the bin for the walkthrough. And when
always quietly supporting the boys.
When I walked through, I'm picking up the hat, and the security guard goes, "Forrest, they're having a great year, man." I'm like, "Dude, seriously, let's go." I'm like, "They're killing it, aren't they?" Maybe it's his fault.
The metal detector would have made me not want to send my kid to that school, but then the guy knowing who Forrest would have made me want to send my kid to the school.
They jumped 10 notches immediately up the list. I was like, "This is awesome." It's funny when you don't expect a lot of people to really know I think people that follow football in Europe know it, but
because of this year, the run they're having, yeah.
Right? Everybody knows Man City or Man U. I don't know if they could always recognize it, but they're aware of them, Liverpool, stuff like that. But
most Americans are going to recognize Man City, Man United, Chelsea, top three right there.
Yep. So
that's cool. I think Mike had a similar thing happen down in Universal Studios or something.
Yeah, he did. Right.
He went into a Forest fan.
Yeah, it's
we
pretty
have English
cool.
people. I am in Florida right now. I'm walking while I do this. If you can hear the Gulf of America, my feet are in the Gulf of America as I'm recording this. Just so you know, this couldn't be more. It's the most American GarCast I've ever done. And the Gulf of America is looking really good.
It is, isn't it? It just got so much better. It's probably the fish are better now.
The color is better, actually.
The color's better. Everything is better now.
Funny enough, I will say, you did say the fishing's better. It's not. My dad's having the worst fishing year he's had since having a place in Florida. So I don't know if that has anything to do with Trump. Well, I would say it does.
It might be because of the tariffs.
Or it could be global warming. You know how
Or
that son of a bitch keeps
global
creeping
warming
up.
tariffs. Like, we just pick the poison for the day.
Yeah, the water might be too cold, actually.
Chilly. Very chilly.
But yeah, the Gulf of America feels good as I
By the
walk
way,
in and out of it.
I know you don't have your camera probably mic, but we did just get a special guest pop into the show.
Oh,
And
Hello,
Hello.
DenBob. How are you?
what a pleasure. This is amazing. I thought the show was over.
We started a little late waiting for you, and then we're chugging along here.
Yeah, but we missed a week.
Did you forget?
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I'll wait till I'll listen to the show to get it.
We're kidding. How did you feel about the week off?
I hated it. I was just missing. There was a hole in my life.
All
How
right.
did you feel?
Hole in My Life. That'd be a good Police song to play if I could still play music at the end of this.
I felt, as we said earlier, that I agree with Gary. It was kind of nice. I think I've been feeling the heat that someday it might break. And it was a clean break. We completed a 300 episode season. And I think we were allowed to take a break. And now, there's no pressure of a streak. We can start a new one if we want.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Right.
So speaking of the streak, so the main reason that we didn't do the show is because I recorded here at home where I have the setup so I can do the recording and stuff like that. But
by the way, I am wearing a USA hat.
I love
the
it,
Gulf of
dude.
America.
You're the best.
Just so you know.
I love it.
With a forest pin.
There's some podcasts I listen to that record on something called StreamYard. I'm like, let me check that out. So today I started looking around. So StreamYard is actually a pay service. And I was like, so I went on Reddit, looked around for alternatives. I found something called Riverside. We actually might be able to, like, if this kind of situation arises where we could just record from our cell phones and it saves in the cloud and then I could just go put it out. So we might,
all right.
We might be able to come up with something. We might have to do a quick test, of course, just to see how it works and how my editing works and all that. But maybe we'll do that, over the week or something like that, just to see how it goes. Certainly don't want to do a real podcast as a test. We need to do a pre-test. So water looks wonderful. Is that the sands kind of creating a little mini cliff there? It's always loved when that stuff happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because it's the Gulf of America now. It makes cool stuff in the sand.
We had to build a wall because
look at that over there.
Build a wall. Mexico's on the other side. Naked people? Do you have naked beaches there? Is that like?
You see that, DenBob? That was for you.
I'm trying. My glasses aren't good enough.
That was for the corner. I'll find more. That was for fans of DenBob's corner.
Are you wearing? Are you barefoot right now? Or are you going sneaker?
I'm crocking it.
Crocs. How do you like the Crocs? I hear they're horrible for your feet.
No, where did you hear that?
I read some article somewhere. Probably
you know me, I can't wear anything. I can only wear sneakers or Crocs. Those are the only things that don't bother my feet, my Achilles.
If your kids bought you one of those little things that connect to them,
gibbets,
whatever they're called, would you wear one? Maybe if it was a Gar, you would, or a Forest one.
If my kids were like, "Hey, Dad, I got you a gift," of course I would.
Do people still do that?
Yeah, I think so.
The little guys, the little kiddies.
I like the Crocs. I like them. You don't have to bend down. You don't have to tie your laces.
I've never
slide off.
Never had a pair.
Yeah. It's nice, like, if you need to get something outside and you're not wearing shoes and your commitment is very low, you don't want to have to lace up the sneakers and walk outside. You don't want to dirty the socks.
I usually just go with the socks. Like I just did it today to get the mail. I went out there.
But what if it was wet?
Yeah.
I mean, how does Braxton, does he know that you're doing this?
Oh, yeah. It's a great point.
Actually, when it came in today, I thought I had a leaf on the bottom of my foot. I was a little worried. I do have a pair of slides that I might, if it's raining, I will throw on for the barbecuing and stuff. But
yeah, I keep my Crocs right by the door. Like got to take the dog out for a walk, slip it to the Crocs, take the garbage out, get the mail.
Are they expensive? Are they worth me even trying to see if I like it?
They're not expensive,
and they last forever. I swear to God, I think mine are 10 years old.
Yes. And I don't know where you read it. They're bad for your feet.
I don't remember. I saw an article saying they're one of the worst things you could wear.
Right.
Probably from the anti-Croc company, the ones that make their competitive shoe.
The Cox. They make Cox.
Now, so you a sock guy in the house, or do you wear slippers?
What's that?
What do you do around the house? Do you wear socks in the house or slippers?
Yeah, soccer. I mean, I wear socks typically.
You wear socks.
If it's when it gets warmer out, I'll ditch the socks and I'm barefoot. And
So
then
barefoot.
I have my flip flops I can just throw on if I have to go outside if the pavement's too hot. But even
What about
still,
you?
I will typically go out barefoot, especially in the summer.
Yeah, I'm a barefoot dog walker.
Wow,
Oh, I'd never go barefoot outside.
on the
never.
sidewalks, Mike?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, when I was a kid, growing up, we were always barefoot, and we used to pride ourselves on how tough our feet were on the crappy sidewalks.
Wow,
so that was a big.
That's
was a
impressive.
big thing on the North Shore. The beaches would rip your feet apart.
yeah.
The kids
Yeah.
today, they can't do it.
No,
No,
But
it's
when
soft.
we
They're weak.
were young, you had to walk on the North Shore beaches with the rocks and the shells.
Ah, nice.
And any normal human
Yeah.
would get
That's
shredded.
yeah.
But the Gen Xers, we had it. We went for swim lessons at 8:00 in the morning in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
And barefoot. There were no aqua socks.
No.
I get
no.
that.
Wow, that's beautiful. My
What-
buddy Dennis and I would compare our calluses at the end of August to
Yeah.
see who had the more leather feet.
What are you
Yeah,
wearing
I
around the
basically-
house, DenBob? Are you wearing socks or barefoot?
Right now I'm wearing
Shoes?
slippers.
Slippers.
Yeah.
Don't your feet get hot in them?
Yeah, but then I just take them off and I air them out.
Do they smell more then?
I don't think. Well, I'm wearing socks as well, so there's an appropriate breathing barrier. So yes, that was a good point. I would never wear a shoe without a sock at all. I think that's disgusting. It ruins the shoe.
Yeah, it
You
does.
have to have a sock.
I had when the style was the boat shoes without the socks, just you would wear them 3 times and they were ruined.
There's socks.
I
You
had
got to have
shoes.
those little mini socks, the no see.
that
DenBob,
was,
were you-
well, they
were
didn't
you
have those
a,
back then.
Were you a penny loafer guy? Anybody a penny loafer guy?
Nah, I was never really a penny loafer guy. I prefer something with bigger heels so that I look taller.
Oh, like a pair of pumps? Nice.
That's why I don't really like to go around in socks in my house either. I prefer to wear a shoe, even if it's a newer sneaker that hasn't been outside as much. I never wear my city shoes in the house, though. Once a shoe goes outside of Suffolk County, it is never worn in the home again.
Wow.
Right. Smart. Subway shoes. Yeah.
Never.
I
They never do.
I did this too in the car. Christine was surprised on our last car ride because Christine was with us this time. We did not thumb wrestle. I offered it to her, but she said no. But I take my
Oh,
shoes
thumb
off.
wrestling? It's
and
boring.
I'm in my socks, and she's like, "Why are you wearing your socks?" I'm like, "It's more comfortable." She goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." She goes, I said, "I'm not using the gas pedal. I'm not using the brake, and I'm not using my hand. So why not be as comfortable as possible
Yeah.
while this car
yeah.
drives me to where I'm going?"
Did you put your feet up?
Yeah, I will do crisscross applesauce from time to time.
Yeah.
I can't even. You're able to do that? I can't do
Yes,
that.
my legs
Yes,
can
and
still
notice
bend that
I
way.
like the politically appropriate description of the position.
You like
You're
that?
not allowed to call it Indian style anymore.
Whoa,
we had that.
whoa, easy, buddy. Let's not get people after us.
I think we did it. We did have a. Didn't we have an episode where we dove into that? The
Yeah, I
origins
think so.
of Indian
Yeah,
stuff?
because
Yeah.
I just when did Indian style go away?
Right. We covered that.
Crisscross applesauce. And then I'll do one leg up, one leg down, and one up, one down.
Right, a rotation.
Yeah.
It's a rotation to keep the blood flowing. Will you
What
do
about-
a shift? I'll do a shift every hour, one of these.
Yeah, totally. It's the best. Did you get the little attachment for your phone?
I did. So now when you put it on, do you have the phone? So here are the things that I'm concerned about. If I'm bona fide watching a movie, do you put it above or next to?
Yeah, so
You put it above.
but when I'm not, and I'm usually really not watching anything on there, but if there's
Of
something
course.
on, I want to. But a lot of times I put the Waze on there so that I can find out if there are cops coming.
Now, did you say bona fide?
Me?
No, DenBob.
I think he did, didn't he?
Oh, did
Yeah, I
I say
thought that
bona
was-
fide?
Yeah, I thought that was used only in thumb wrestling.
But yeah, so I've put it up so it's vertical and sits just
Hey,
above
now.
the screen now as opposed to up and down. So
Wait,
it's
you put it
horizontal.
up- You mean it's horizontal?
Yeah. It's horizontal
You're able-
on top of the
You're
screen.
able to get it. You're able to get it that high?
Yeah, it sits basically like where the big monitor ends, then the phone picks up from there. You can swivel it around all over. So
So here was my
Ooh.
question. My
Is
thought,
Braxton
will
like
you
that?
get a ticket if a police officer sees that you're watching Shogun on your phone, can he pull you over for that?
I don't know. I
would
mean,
say so.
people are always have their phones up there. If you look at anybody driving their car, they have it mounted in the middle of their console.
That is true.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, the chances of that are probably so slim because everybody has it. You could just switch it to Waze real quick, like I had, and it's traffic.
Yeah, right. It was actually on Waze the whole time. It blinked off.
But if you have it up there, like horizontal over it,
yeah,
I tried. Like you can just literally look at the phone, and it will not detect that you're not watching the road. It thinks you're looking at the road.
I love that. The hack.
So I got a new phone. I got the 16.
Yes,
things like an iPad.
Have. Yeah,
Huge.
I have the 16. They're great. Did you get
when
the
I'm driving,
Pro Max?
when I'm driving the minivan, I can place it right in front of me. It's like they put a little shelf there, like by the speedometer.
Ugh.
So when there's like a soccer game on, if I'm driving, I place it right there with the game on. Yeah. And I can drive and watch at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I've done the trips home from, before I had auto drive in my cars. I would put on NFL Red Zone and really mostly listen. If I heard a big play, then maybe you glance over, but you're kind of listening and stuff like that.
So I'm going to use it tomorrow. I'm going on an extraction.
Excellent. I have a few interesting notes about the auto drive now. So I did drive this weekend. We had a lot of rain. If it rains too hard, and it makes sense, I wouldn't really be comfortable with it anyway. But it will first, if it starts to see limited, it will pull down, and you can't do anything max than the speed limit. And eventually, if it gets so bad, it will turn off and say, you can't use me. I can't tell where the road is.
Really?
And with a lot of rain, I was kind of like back on and forth between driving and not. And then we made a stop in Chevy Chase, Maryland for a charge, which happens to be where Geico headquarters is. And when we got off, I drove around. There was a parking garage like down a hill, and it was kind of like telling me that's where to go. And I didn't believe it, so I drove around. But we actually went down there. But I had to pay to park in the lot, like $6 an hour or whatever. And when I actually looked at the charging thing, it says pay to park location. I was like, son of a bitch. I wasn't going to do it, but I didn't want to. I was just like, you know what? At this point, it's not pouring out. I'm just going to do it. But that was kind of bullshit. So that's something to keep an eye out for. The pay to park. Some people are taking advantage.
Bullshit.
I'll say.
Maybe I'll start doing that. I'll open a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Put different chargers in there. And then you could charge anything. Once a guy goes in, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Anyway.
Bastards.
They're total bastards.
So what other you visited JMU, Delaware, what else?
That was it. That was Maria's top 3 was Maryland. I mean not Maryland, I'm sorry, Ohio State, JMU, and Delaware. Oh, by the way.
Survey says what?
JMU is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful campus. It's again, Virginia schools. I've been to UVA, JMU, and Virginia Tech. They're beautiful. They really are amazing.
It's got that southern charm.
Yeah, and they knew who Forrest was, which was a big plus at JMU.
Big plus.
I do need to give a shout out to our friend Becca. She was a fabulous host. She showed Maria around her dorm room, and
Becca!
She was so excited about Maria potentially going there, and she's like, "You have to give me a shout out on the GarCast." So I'm like, "Of course I'll give you a shout out." So Becca, thank you. You were great. Is
that the lunatic we met at the Islander game?
No, that's Ella. Becca.
It's Ella.
Becca may or may not have dated one of the Boscos.
Jesus Christ.
And DenBob may or may not have asked us for advice going out to dinner with the parents.
I remember the story.
I miss Becca. Miss you, Becca.
So she's, by the way, she said her parents are doing great. They're very happy down in South Carolina.
Awesome.
And she was awesome. She sold, I'll tell you who she sold on JMU was Christine.
We left. Is she gonna go now?
Christine wanted to go to JMU. She wanted Maria to go to JMU. She wants everybody in the world to go to JMU. She loved it, Christine.
So Becca's family had a relationship with the Boscos and immediately moved to South Carolina. Again,
the superpowers of DenBob. He chased the whole family out of the state.
I think it was in our defense. The plans were in motion. I don't think it started after they met us. It might have accelerated for sure.
You might have been the nail in the coffin. We opened up the show about your superpowers at the Masters. and in sports in general. Just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, so Becca, thank you. You were great. And here's your shout out. You sold Christine. Unfortunately, Christine's not making the decision, nor is she going to college. Maria ended up.
Wait. Don't say. Give us third place.
What's that?
Give us third place.
Oh, third place was Delaware. And it was funny because I knew as soon as we got on campus, you could tell that Maria just didn't feel that vibe. It's a beautiful campus, but you could just tell pretty quick. And it was our last day. Like we were there for 2 hours and it started to rain out. And we're like, oh, let's get in the car and we'll drive around. And when we get in the car, Maria's like, it's not Delaware. We're like, all right, we're going home.
So wait a minute. Now, before any of the visits, now she had been to Ohio State to see her brother before though, right?
Yes.
So what was the order before the accepted students day visits?
She didn't have one.
Come on.
They were all tied?
Huh?
That's bullshit.
They were all
That's
tied.
bullshit.
She didn't
Play
know
the game here.
I believe she
Play
did
the
not.
Game.
I believe she did not know where she wanted to go. I think after we did the Ohio State visit, me and her alone, where she actually met with the program and stuff like that, and saw the campus, like not from the Anthony dorm or Anthony's house, like the real visit, like really what college life was like there. I think she fell in love with it, and I could see that. So I was predicting Ohio State.
All right. So what was second? What was second place?
JMU was definitely second, and she said afterwards, she said that she was really confused after seeing JMU for a little while, but then thought about it and said that it was going to be Ohio State.
Okay.
So
congratulations.
I have another Buckeye, and it's funny. 4 years ago, before Anthony even picked the school, Ohio State wasn't even like in our vocabulary, not even something we'd thought about. And Anthony, out of nowhere, picked Ohio State, and now I have 2 kids there. But there's nice things, right? Anthony's going to be working there. He'll have an apartment off campus, so she'll have her brother there if she needs a friend or anything like that.
Hey, listen, if she doesn't want to choose her own path, that's fine. That's good.
I thought that might sway her.
Just kidding.
I thought that might sway her away from it a little bit. Like I didn't want to. She said that to me. She said originally I was like, I don't want to go where my brothers went.
Right.
But she's like, I really like it. And you know what? Of the schools, like from a parent's perspective and looking at the programs, it's definitely the best school as far as programs goes. Like they have the best stuff. They have the hospital right on campus. There's so many opportunities for hours and
listen, what she wants to study is what you want to study is definitely a factor in the decision. And if that program is great, besides just liking the school, is the best one,
absolutely,
and she made the right choice.
Yeah, I mean, JMU is nice,
there's
right?
An umbrella. There was an umbrella flying down the beach.
Oh my god, JMU's in
somebody get on that?
The valley.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy,
it just hit a guy.
Oh, anyway. I wish you had the cameras switched around.
Look at that guy. That's I couldn't flip it fast enough. So it rotated one more time, or the guy would have been shish kebabbed.
Wow, that would have been awesome.
Wow. And now the woman, they're kind of talking shit to the woman that didn't put it in the ground good enough.
Nobody knows how. I watch people at the beach put their umbrellas in. Nobody knows how to do it the right way. It's really aggravating.
I just got to the public beach, I think. It is busy here. Let's take a look.
Is it?
Getting away from the hotel.
Yeah. That's a lot of action.
Terrible.
Look at this little tiger.
Compared to Robert Moses.
Tell him to be careful. Gulf of America looks angry today.
Not what my beach is a little, just hotel people. Let's see if we got any. Well, good for Maria. Very excited for her.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Congratulations.
We're going to do orientation. We're trying to talk her into doing it the weekend of Anthony's birthday. So we get to see Anthony for his birthday in July. So
this is just the beginning. She may regret her choice. Because everything's going to be, well, no, we're not going to come parents' weekend. We'll come the other weekend because Anthony's off from work and we can see both of you. Maria, be careful.
Some people would be worried that their brother would be like kind of like lurking and watching over them and being a pain. Anthony's the one that's gonna be telling her which bars to go to and all that shit. That's the way Anthony is. So pretty cool stuff. So I think most of the kids in Gar Nation that have high school seniors are pretty much tied up and ready to go now, right? I know we got another Penn State. We have
we do
Binghamton
have
from Andy's family.
One of our loyalist listeners who was probably very disappointed that we didn't have an episode last week, because I know she always listens, is Kirsten Duffy. I mentioned her before. She has a senior at Chaminade.
Chaminade?
Waiting to hear. I'm still waiting to hear where Kevin's going to go. Good luck, Kirsten.
Deposits are due in 15 days.
All right, I haven't heard from her or her husband yet, so I am anxiously awaiting. Good luck, Kev.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You know what else was exciting?
Go ahead. Let's see if we're going to talk about the same thing. Go.
The Masters.
Oh, that was just amazing on so many levels. You know, I was really rooting for Rory. Unfortunately, for Rory.
We talked about that in the opening. Dude, you are just such a dark cloud.
Oh, it was. He's just fantastic, and I know we've talked about it on the show and my opinion of him. But for those who might have missed the episode, he's such a class act. He's loyal. He's humble. He's
a choke artist, historically.
Hard. What's that?
He's a choke artist. One of the biggest in golf ever.
I call him a human being. It is a ridiculously difficult. Listen, I can't make it. You put 25 cents, I'm going to miss a 3-foot putt. Now imagine $2 million and 5 days of playing ridiculous and training. Too much. I applaud it so much. He was a class act. Colleen, her birthday was on Sunday, and she's like, "What do you think we meet out for dinner?" And I'm like, "Sure."
What do you mean meet out? Why weren't you guys together? It's her birthday.
She heard that she didn't get enough shopping in for the weekend, so she had to be out, getting her fix.
So you're home alone, watching the Masters in your slippers, happy as can be. And then
she's like, "You want to meet out for dinner?" I'm like, yeah, sure. So she picked a place near wherever she was shopping in Comac. It was actually Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. How is it?
You went all
excellent.
out. All out for the birthday. What'd you get, a meatball pie or something?
Yeah. They have a bar, which was fantastic. Colleen was late, which was equally as fantastic.
That was when Rory was on the 18th green.
You took 2 cars to dinner.
Yeah. When he arrived, he's like, "Do you want to get a table now?" And I'm like, why don't we try sitting at the bar? I think
you should have done,
nice change.
You should have Ubered way ahead of the time she wanted to meet you. Sat at the bar, watched the Masters, got all loaded, and then she could have drove home. That would have been my play.
Yeah, no, that would have been a smart play. It was great, though. I loved it. What are your thoughts, Gar?
Oh, I loved it. It was great. We did the fantasy league this year too. For the 1 week, which was cool. It kind of made it a little extra level of like rooting. Like I don't really root against people, but if I knew somebody had like one of the players that was competing with me, I'd be like rooting for him to miss the putt and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny, but it was great. It was so entertaining. I love the Masters, just the whole aura of the, first spring and the flowers and
I don't need to watch any other golf event. Like I get really nothing out of any other golf. The Open and the British I like because that's kind of historic as well.
Yeah.
The Masters is just like, I mean, Nancy and Reagan ended up watching with me. They were sucked in.
Christine was sucked in. Christine now loves Rory McIlroy, and she said she thinks she likes him more than Scotty.
No way. Scotty is out and Rory is in.
I said, Scotty's really not a good-looking guy. She's like, no, he's not.
He's also a little douchey, and Andy Shaw hates him for some reason.
Yeah, that's so weird. Andy doesn't hate anybody. Not
for nothing, Rory has the same size suit jacket. That was just turn around, Mike. You missed something.
That was for the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this guy's for the corner, too. There we go. This is somebody Rebecca would take a picture of on the train. Just call her. Anyway, back to golf.
Rory has the same suit jacket as me, the same size.
Green?
38.
Oh.
You know what? I did notice that he was kind of small.
You can't.
Justin Rose was towering over him.
Right.
Towering.
Yeah, when you see him with Scotty, you're like, well, I know Scotty's a big guy. Like, is he really short? Yeah. I've seen Rory at the Open. We followed him.
I just thought all English people were short, and like Justin Rose was like a monster. Look at this guy. He was
a great story too. Like, how do you? It's so interesting because you're really rooting for him too. But
I was rooting for the playoff. I'm like, let's just go. Let's settle it. Justin Rose deserved to get another shot.
I mean, I think if Rory lost this Open in the way that he did, if he lost that playoff hole I don't think his career could have recovered.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I thought he was going to choke on the playoff hole because he was shattered when he missed that putt.
He played
What
it
about
so
when he
well.
shanked it in the water? The 70, he lays
Oh
up
my
and
God.
shanks
By the
it in
way,
the water.
He played smart.
Did you see the hole before? 2 holes before the water, he was 6 inches from the water.
Yes.
He almost hit him and Bryson almost both went in the water twice.
Bryson turned
That
into a
was crazy.
disaster the last day. It was really weird to see. He's probably not used to playing 4 days. I don't know what it is.
Psychologically, I think when Rory double bogeyed the first hole, it then put pressure on Bryson.
Right.
Because he was like, I'm going to chase him all day and wait for him to come back to me. Right. Put pressure on him. All of a sudden, it's like double bogey. Oh, Bryson, here's the Masters. It's all yours now. And he couldn't handle it. It was crazy.
Yep.
It was nuts. But it was
good.
So many guys were playing well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun to watch.
That one hole, there was like a 4-way tie for the lead almost.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And LIV just can't compete with that. They can't recreate it.
Well, I missed having those guys on the tour. Like John Rahm's a disaster right now. He's horrible.
How about what's his face?
Koepka didn't play well again, right?
Who was the guy that couldn't putt? Patrick.
Cantley Reed. Oh, is he on
Is he live?
Reed?
I'm not sure, but that was hilarious. He couldn't hit a putt. Then he chips one directly in the hole.
Dude, who was it Reed on the third day that was like less than a foot away and like he rimmed it and it went like 6 feet past the hole or something?
I didn't see a lot of Saturday.
Oh my God. I couldn't.
Actually, I did.
I was kind of, it's kind of one of those things you're kind of watching and not watching. And like I saw he had a 1 foot putt and I did something else. And next thing I know, I saw the putt going like 90 degrees past the hole.
Yeah. Like
6 feet away. I'm like, what the frick just happened there? But they didn't show the replay.
I mean, the greens apparently were really, really fast.
They're horrible. I can't even I would shoot a 200 on one of these courses.
Oh my God.
We could not even come close.
And even this, I mean, you could just see, like, you can't appreciate it from the top, like when they're doing the high cameras, but when they do like the camera angles where they're on the course with the guys, there's like level changes all over. There's little hills and everything everywhere. There's not a flat place anywhere on that course.
Yeah.
What the hell? Just lost my camera.
Oh boy. Well, we see it. We see your hand over the camera.
Oh, there we go. It's back.
Yep.
Boom, boom. I was trying to go back to me.
There you go.
Okay. Wait, look at this place over here.
We had the last Islanders game for Matt Martin last night.
That was nice. His last home game, right? Yeah, against Washington. All the Caps came over and said goodbye. That was cute.
So classy.
They only signed him like 2 weeks ago, right? He was just out of hockey.
Yeah, I think he was like kind of player coach with the Islanders and really wasn't doing much. I think
Boomer talked about it. They, like when he was like, "Oh, Matt's going to be playing," they signed him for the rest of the season. Like I think he was just out. It was weird.
He was done. I think they needed him for the injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love the guy, but he was done.
But it's good that he gets to go out. He gets to go out the right way. That's good.
Yeah.
He did so much for the Islanders. I mean, he was such a core player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so at the face-off, he took a face-off against. Not that he wasn't the center, but
Beauvillier.
He was adjacent to. I guess it's Matt Beauvillier.
Yep.
Beauvillier. What did he say to you at the face-off?
Yeah, he said, "You want to go?
You want to go?"
What about it?
He challenged him to a fight.
Beauvillier is not a fighter.
No, it was just funny.
It was really funny. It was good moment. I forgot Beauvillier was with the Caps until we saw Ovechkin doing the record there. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. No, I really watched very little hockey this year. When they were off Cablevision, that was enough to just get me off out of the loop.
That was when they had their win streak.
Nice OG Cablevision reference.
By the way, the former, what was he, CEO of Altice?
Not the CEO. He was like the COO.
COO, right? He was an executive.
Dexter was the CEO.
Dexter, right? He was in the building that fucking fell on people in the Dominican.
Yeah, Hakeem.
In that big bar.
Yeah, what the hell? Do we get any more on that? Like, they're in this place that apparently is kind of high end because, like, the governor was there, like, famous people are there, and the freaking roof collapsed.
Something's
What the
weird
hell?
there. Something's up. It's not a normal roof collapse, I am
Right.
sure.
We had that suspicious, and also so we didn't record last week. There's a lot. The helicopter crash in Manhattan or Jersey. Guy is a leading Spanish. Works for Siemens. He's like a CEO of their railroad equipment division in Germany. Very connected. The wife's great-grandfather was the president of Barcelona Soccer Club, which is equivalent to being like a mob boss. And her brother was like petitioning to become the president of Barcelona last year. The rotor mysteriously flies off the helicopter. Hello? Flown by a Navy SEAL. Like the guy's a super trained helicopter pilot. Could not be pilot error. Sounds like a hit.
Rotors just keep falling off these. Well, maybe Boeing made it. I don't know.
Or the SEAL was paid to kill them, right? Which is possible. We've all seen the movies. A lot of these guys become mercenaries.
Fake his death.
Right. So that goes to the bottom of the river. Okay. I don't think they would have died on impact. It wasn't that high. They said it sunk to the bottom. Have we seen this guy's body? He's a frogman.
I've seen him. Did you?
Right? He's a Navy SEAL.
Did you find it weird the way they when they said who was killed, they said it was 2 adults, 3 children, and the pilot. Like instead of saying 6 people, they always broke it out like that. I thought that was a little unusual. No.
Another. I like how your antennas are up, Gar. Yep, that was weird.
I thought that was a little strange.
That was weird. Yeah. So we had potentially a couple of murder for hires since the last episode.
It's exciting.
Very. Love a good killing.
Any dead bodies in the Gulf of America? Can you see anything?
No, we don't allow them. A girl just came by me, couldn't flip the camera enough. Her visor said Gulf of America. It was a red visor.
Oh, they must be selling like hotcakes in Florida.
Yeah. And there was a young girl by the pool yesterday wearing a Make America Great Again hat. The guy playing music when we got here on Monday, there's live music like all the time at the bar. It's great. He was like, all right, just so everybody knows, he's from Buffalo. A lot of people from Buffalo here, which is weird. He's like, that water over there, that's not the ocean. When I moved here, I thought it was the ocean. He goes, so don't call it the ocean. It's the Gulf of America. And nobody booed. I'll just say that.
Are you working this week too, Mike, or are you just sunning and gunning?
Monday I took off because we had a 6 a.m. flight. We were in the hotel by 11:30. That was awesome.
Wow.
Yesterday I worked. I had kind of a full morning, and in the afternoon I just monitored things by phone on the beach. And then today I'm off. And tomorrow I'm going to work. Just got a couple of meetings I want to go to.
No fishing this trip?
Nah. That's only when I go see my dad.
All right.
But look at this place. This is the pinkest hotel I've ever seen. Look at that. See that?
Yeah, I see the hotel. I can't tell that it's pink. I'll believe you. I can't really tell from this angle.
Right.
I mean, with these bad eyes, but yeah, pink. Excellent. All right. So I think I have a meeting coming up shortly. So I do need to wrap this up.
I do have one question for DenBob.
Look how excited you got.
Did you fire the new hire yet?
Oh, yeah.
No, she's doing fantastic. So
Yeah?
I learned some things. I some tidbits. I didn't know where she was from until I got a copy of her license. She's from Pound Ridge.
Pound Ridge?
Bougie.
Bougie. It's a bougie upstate.
That's just north of Katona, South Salem, North Salem area, horse country.
So that was a tidbit that I learned. And through Scuttlebutt, although she never approached me with it, I learned that he is in a long-distance relationship. With a woman or a man? With a man.
Okay. That was just for the corner. I wanted to know if the corner should get excited or not.
So my recommendation, and I circulated this outside of work, but I was like, she just needs to get a new boyfriend that's local.
Does the man live in Northern Virginia?
Yeah. No.
Nova.
Okay. Because then you guys could commute together to visit your loved ones.
But she's doing splendidly. Very impressed with her.
Good hire.
That's great
so
news.
far.
All right. Keep us up to date. That's awesome.
Definitely. We have a mouse problem in the city. That's an interesting topic.
Oh boy. Oh.
So
rats or mice?
Mice.
Okay.
We have traps set up. So I saw one. We've had a couple of sightings, and then we put traps up everywhere. We have glue traps, snap traps, glue traps with bait.
Dude,
I had an exterminator come in.
Glue traps
like a
are
hunter.
the worst because they don't die. So when you go get the mouse, they're still moving
You
all
gotta
over the
just see
place.
Poison is the best,
Yep.
except it freaks people out like my wife because you never find them. They just die on your walls, you know?
I did the
Yeah.
glue trap in my cabinets once. We got one, and I could hear it bouncing around in there because it had like 2 feet stuck on it.
The old school snap trap still works.
The snap traps are great.
Yeah.
It just kills them.
Whack. A good way to go. You go out with honor. And maybe some peanut butter in your mouth.
A final meal, if you will.
Trying to think about any other questions for you.
I made a big switch. I stopped going to the beautician that I went to for so many years.
Oh, you broke up with her?
Yeah, I broke up.
Excellent.
I mean, the price went up, and I said, that's just too much for me. And
We
I go to a
discussed that.
traditional barber now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
The place next to the Tesla charging station in Smithtown by Chick-fil-A.
Is there a charging station next to it? That'd be good.
There is, but I don't need to charge anymore. I have my own home.
Oh, right. Good. Excellent.
Look at you.
You know.
Yes.
It's too bad.
Yes.
No more Guinness for you.
So, quick question, Gar. You mentioned that you have an electric rate of somewhere around 12 cents.
Yeah, I can tell you. It's
I think you're doing it wrong.
rate 195. Is that overnight? I'll tell you exactly what it is.
You have to add the variable delivery charges too.
Oh. He is an accountant.
I work for the company, bro. I'll hook
He's
you
an
up.
accountant, though. He is an accounnt. Do you have an employee rate? Are you getting an employee rate? He sounds very jealous.
No, we do love to tell people we get an employee discount, but we don't.
Do you get preferential treatment when there's an outage?
No.
No.
That would be cool.
I got to work. I wouldn't even be here. So,
Keep
all right.
up the good fight.
Well, I got to get going.
All right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day, and then tomorrow we have all day. We have a 7:30 flight.
Excellent. Have
Home
a
tomorrow night. So.
Safe trip home.
Well,
Thanks
thank you
for jumping up. Thank you, listeners, for hanging with us and listening to last week's episode twice.
Yeah.
And until next time, be Garific.
Gar out.
Happy Easter and have a great.
Happy Easter and happy Passover as well.
Word.
Happy Passover.
Passover,
Yeah, Jesus.
Easter, Good Friday. It's all here. Enjoy.
Sometimes Bosco saves us from getting in trouble. Sometimes. Happy Passover again.
Paid
Happy
off.
Easter, and Spirit Airlines is flying over. That's just proof that we're in the sim. All right. See y'all later.
Peace.
Bye.
I pledge allegiance to the family of the United GarCast of the Discord and to the Montana commune that we will all meet up at when humanity finally craps the bed. One Gar Nation, under God, or thoughts, with a vow to be excellent to one another, and to always follow that one simple rule. Don't be a dick. Gar pluribus unum.